Hello and welcome to another Record Sport Facebook Live. My name is Daniel Conn. I'm delighted, joined all the way from Amsterdam by Record Sport's Michael Gannon and Scott McDermott. Guys, how are you?
Good, Daniel. Yourself?
Very good, thanks. You guys got all the cushy jobs.
I know,
this is hard graft. Excuse me. This is
it's not all glamour.
Yeah.
How's the Dutch capital been so far?
It's been great, yeah. It's almost a friendly before the big event in some of the Euros, but there's a ton of Tartan Army here as well. There's thousands of them invading the city. You can't go very far without hearing bagpipes every 2 minutes, don't you? It's been good.
Naturally, as soon as the Tartan Army have turned up, the rain started today, so you put your mortgage on that.
Feeling right at home.
Of course, you're obviously in Amsterdam because Steve Clarke, Scotland. We take on Ronald Koeman, his Netherlands side tonight. It's a tough game, really tough game, and I think that's the point, isn't it? To get Scotland used to the kind of superpowers in European football.
I've had a few of these tough games, haven't I? I mean, England, France, Spain. It has to be a while. I mean, Holland away is another one. I mean, just about as tough as you can get. They had a great qualifying campaign. I think they only lost to France twice, who are the favourites for the Euros. I think they kept 6 clean sheets as well. You look at their squad. I mean, Van Dijk is captain, obviously sticks out, but so many good names at massive clubs. So a huge test at the Johan Cruyff Arena, which can be quite intimidating as well. We've suffered there in the past when we think back, and hopefully we don't tonight.
That's the 6-0 Euro 2004 qualifier still haunts me to this day. But I feel there's a different mood about Scotland now, Mick. I feel a bit almost embarrassed to say, but we can take on anyone.
Listen, I think the Dutch are a good side. They can be a wee bit flaky at times, I think, and I don't think they're quite at the same level as France and England right now. I think they're a cut above in terms of maybe Germany. I think the Dutch are going to be a real good test for us. I mean, I think that Germany game, we're thinking of that opener. This is the kind of dress rehearsal for that one. I think a similar kind of level of opposition. But it's also a friendly, so we're not going to go overboard and put too much credence in the result.
You know what you're doing. I take your point, Daniel. This Holland team isn't as good as that one you're talking about, the 6-0. I mean, it's Snyder and Van Nistelrooy and guys like that. I mean, it's no of that calibre. But coming here, still with the players they've got, I think there is always the danger if you're not at it. Then you can get a sore one. So that's what Steve Clarke will be looking to avoid. I think he'll be looking for a positive performance, to kind of almost get back on track, if you like, with the Euros just around the corner. Listen, if they losing's not a disaster, especially if it's narrow. I think performance is a big thing, but if you could get a decent result against a team of this calibre, then it would set them up perfectly, get into 3, certainly on paper, easier games in the build-up to Germany.
This is the real test. I think the next 3 games, I don't know, what do you think about the 3 friendlies? Are kind of the choice of opposition.
I don't mind them. I think you need to get into a tournament.
The momentum.
Positive.
I think the Finland one's a good one. They're not a bad side. Gibraltar, that should be like the kind of the pre-season friendly where you knock 6-7 goals and get your confidence up.
That's the element game, isn't it? That's the farewell game.
Yeah, that's when you get the strikers hear the ball hitting the back of the net and you get a wee taste for it, don't they? That's the kind of the local pub team getting a doing.
I think we're going to win the Euros after Gibraltar.
We're not 7 past Gibraltar. We'll be high as kites, but this one is a difficult one. Listen, the thing about this Scotland team is that I think they've earned our trust. So I'm not particularly concerned about how it goes tonight, because I think we know what the players can do. We know the system that works for us. There's nobody surprising Steve Clarke tonight. And also, I'm saying it's an intimidating atmosphere. I mean, pretty much every player that starts for Scotland tonight, it won't faze them because they're used to playing in massive games. The clubs they're at now, whether it's the Premier League clubs or whether it's the Celtic or Rangers or whatever. They're used to these big atmospheres now. Somebody like Billy Gilmer, for instance, that we spoke about,
he's talking about getting into these games, trying to dictate and dominate. Nothing really phases him. He'll come here thinking that he can control the midfield for Scotland, and it's because at Brighton that's what he's used to. He's used to go to Anfield and Old Trafford and trying to do it. So I don't think it'll worry the players for sure.
One of the pieces on Record Sport Online today is about 5 potential surprises that Steve Clarke could maybe spring tonight. I mean, you touched on it there, Mick. Do you see him maybe formation-wise? Do you see him trying something out?
He's not really a guy that does anything surprising. In fairness, I mean, he's pragmatic and he's measured in his decisions. I think you might see a few things. I think at some point you'll see like a Shanklin get a run out at some point. I wouldn't imagine him starting. The question is, he's back divisions. He stick with the 3 at the back with Tierney in the left centre of defence, and I think he does, doesn't he? I know he's lost a couple of centre halves, but I still think he sticks. He's tried and tested. Midfield almost picks itself, doesn't it? Obviously, with Callum McGregor out, you get Lewis Ferguson, who's surely due a run out. That's the one interesting one I'd like to see.
I don't think you can go play Holland away with a back 4. Honestly, no. I think you have to go with a back 5. It's as simple as that. I think it would suits us best. It would suit Scotland best. So I expect the back 5. In terms of surprise, I don't know. Does Steve Clarke think Ferguson starting will be a surprise? I don't know.
Shouldn't it be? Yeah.
I mean, Kenny McLean's in contention as well to replace Callum McGregor. And beside Gilmour, we think, I don't know, does he change somebody's position, or does he bring McGinn back? Does he push McTominay on one because the goals he's scored for Man U? I agree with Mick. I mean, I think it'll be tweaks. I think Steve Clarke's big surprises is their tweaks, basically. Do you know what I mean? I don't expect it to be too different, but it will be interesting to see how he goes against a right good team, because I agree with Mick. I think genuinely we're looking at this game as a dress rehearsal for that Germany game. I actually expect him to go his strongest 11.
I think so as well.
I think it'll be pretty close to the starting lineup that takes on Germany, obviously with the exception of McGregor.
Who starts up top then?
For me, it's Shea Adams. Shea Adams plays up top with a couple of guys trying to support him.
Was that who you would pick, or was that you think Steve Clarke would pick?
Both. I would pick Shea Adams. Yeah, I think Lawrence Shanklin pretty much done everything he could possibly do to try and force his way in, and I do think he might have kind of jumped ahead of Lyndon Dykes in the queue in terms of being Adams' replacement of the first guy off the bench, even though they're different types of players. But for me, Adams is still a kind of level above, and I think he does everything that Clarke wants his centre forward to do. So I'd expect him to start the night, and I'd expect him to start against Germany.
I think there's definitely a feeling amongst the Tartan Army that Shanklin, maybe not tonight, but we've got 4 games before the Euros. Certainly is given his chance to start in 1 or 2 of them. But the one tonight that you guys mentioned, Lewis Ferguson surely got to start. I know Steve Clarke really likes Kenny McLean. He's got plenty of options in a brilliant midfield. But Lewis Ferguson's been pulling up trees in Serie A and doing brilliant in Bologna. I think a lot of fans want to see him tonight.
Yeah. I agree, but it's a nice problem to have, right? Because we've also got, don't forget as well, you've got Ryan Christie, who's been playing deeper for Bournemouth this season and been brilliant by all accounts this season. And a slightly deeper role. So do you put him in the deeper role? Because obviously the problem is that Ferguson, McGinn, even McTominay, they're all playing a kind of advanced kind of role sometimes in Scotland, and it's Callum McGregor would be playing deeper in Scotland. So right. And Gilmour as well. He can play in there, obviously.
It's great because he has got so many options. I mean, Ferguson, you're right, Daniel Ferguson is due a start, but he's been playing slightly further forward for Bologna. So does he do that for Scotland? You've got McTominay who's banging goals in, but we know he can be a sitter. So do you just sit him with Billy Gilmour the night, given his experience? Kenny McLean, we know, can do it. He's left-sided, so he almost kind of replicates what Callum McGregor would give you in that position. So as Mick says, there's loads of options there, loads of choices for him, and that's a great position to be in because not so long ago we didn't have those problems. He'd much rather have them.
Well, you're looking at Ferguson, who could be a £30-35 million signing this summer for some of the biggest clubs in Italy, and he's maybe not getting a game because you've got John McGinn, who you couldn't buy for 40-50 million quid. Scott McTominay, you couldn't buy for 50 million quid. So that picture, no wide at all. I think that's who playing there. Ryan Christie, I think he's an interesting one given the season he's had.
It's funny, the one thing, speaking to somebody about this yesterday, I think the one thing we lack, and we don't lack too much now, but the one thing we lack is real pace. Aye. And it feels like we've kind of said that since Euro 2020 when we didn't have a winger in the squad. You know, ever since James Forrest kind of dropped out the picture, there's nobody, and it's such a shame because when we qualified for the Euros, you know, myself and a few others were saying we would have Ben Doak as that kind of 23rd man in the squad. You know, at that point, he was kind of in and out of the Liverpool team, he was getting some minutes. And he's got absolute blistering pace. I mean, electric in terms of a real joker in the pack. As you're kind of, you know, as I say, 23rd man in the squad. I thought Dope would have been ideal just to give you something different to throw on in games. We've not got that now. And a few of the boys that are here, we were talking about it yesterday, thinking, you know, who else is there? There's not got anybody.
There's nobody really banging the door down, is there, really?
That's a slight worry getting into a tournament, I think, because when you look at Germany just as an example, I know they're one of the top teams, but I mean, guys like Sane and Musiala and Gnabry, you know, I mean, just blistering pace. It can change a game for you, and that's probably, as I say, I think we've got good subs now. We're talking about the squad depth and how many options we've got, which is great. But I say the one thing I don't think we've got is lightning pace. I hope that doesn't cost us.
We could do that's the problem we had for a long time now. We could do a Champions League class attacking player, either a wide man, a front man. Like you say, the new guys tend to be powerful, quick. I don't really have that. Someone who's playing Champions League every year and they're attacking third. But we make up for it, so we've got a top class middle park who can score goals as well. So we don't. We get around it.
And we've got two quality wing backs.
Yeah.
Get up and give you that width that are quick. You know, Robertson and Patterson, or whether it's Hickey when he's playing, or if Tierney was at left back, whatever. I suppose they do give you that speed in the wide areas. But you're right. If we're missing one thing, it's just that one top class attacker with a bit of pace. But you can't have.
No.
One area, guys, that we haven't touched on is between the sticks. I know that recently Angus Gunn has been given the nod by Steve Clarke. He's picked 4 goalies in his squad this time. And again, I think there's a lot of goodwill in the Tartan Army for Craig Gordon. It's brilliant to see him back. Do you think he'll get any minutes tonight?
I don't see him getting minutes tonight, but I think there's every chance Craig Gordon could start against Northern Ireland on Tuesday night, just to get him back in there and give him a feel for it again. I think it's right that Craig Gordon's back in the squad, I have to say. I think him and Xander Clarke deserves to be in there from Hearts, even though they're obviously Clark's number one at Tynecastle, and Gordon's kind of playing catch up, coming back for injury. I'm not quite sure why Steve Clarke's got 4 goalies in the squad, if I'm honest, because it's almost like he's been too loyal to certain boys like Xander Clarke and Liam Kelly that have done him a turn. And I think you should always just have 3 goalies. And I think Craig Gordon, for what he's done over the years, knowing the quality of keeper he is, should always come back in. So that would have meant either Clarke or Kelly dropping out. But I expect Gunn to play tonight and Craig Gordon maybe to get some minutes during the week.
Mike, Craig Gordon, we know at his best, is a top class goalie, and I know there's a few months between now and the Euros, but do you think he'll make the squad, all things being equal?
I think so now, yeah, I do. Look at what you're saying, he's a top class keeper. I mean, it's an awkward situation. I mean Xander Clarke's done well for Hearts and he deserves to be in the position. But Craig Gordon I know he's 41 now, but he still is top class. I did the Hearts game in the Cup against Spartans, and he did nothing to do. I mean, out the blue, he makes a save. It's absolutely out of this world, the save he made. And you think, right, he's back. He's back. He's fit. He's strong. He's Craig Gordon again. Yeah. So I would always have him in my. He's such a loyal servant to Scotland, and he's been terrific for 2 decades. I would always have him in there, and his experience. I kind of feel for him. I mean, he didn't play in the last Euros. I thought that was a kind of sore one for him. I think he deserves, and I'm not one for kind of romanticising it or stuff, or picking players just out of kind of blind loyalty. But I think he deserves to be on the plane. I think
it's no slight on somebody like Liam Carey, who's
that team's going to come, by the way.
Who turns up for every squad, and who's regularly excellent for Motherwell domestically. But I think you just need to pick your best players. And as Mick says, for me, when Craig Gordon's fit, he's still one of the best 3 goalkeepers we've got. You add to that the experience that he's got and what he brings to the camp, especially going to a major tournament. I think it's a no-brainer. If he's 100% fit, then he goes to Germany for me.
I think you're right, Mick, in the sense that I know you never pick a squad on sentimentality or whatever, but it doesn't feel right that Gordon didn't play the last Euros. I feel like he deserves a shot at a major tournament like that. I mean,
I think, listen, Craig Gordon is one of the greatest sports stories in Scottish recent history. I mean, the journey he went on in his career, the career-threatening injury at Sunderland, I mean, training him at Dumbarton in the public parks and all that stuff, redemption at Celtic, winning all those... Training with Rangers, getting the deal at Celtic, winning all those trophies and titles and stuff at Celtic, then going back to Hearts and being every bit as good, and making the decision that Celtic made to let him go look ridiculous, in fact, for a while. Then getting another injury that looked career-threatening and come back again. I think even to be where he is, it's a remarkable story. And to get to a major championship, I think would be a nice way. I'm not saying to complete it, because I think we'll keep playing for another couple of seasons. But another kind of another milestone in his story arc, which has been remarkable.
Mm-hmm. And guys, I can't let you go, of course, without putting you in the spot. Predictions for tonight, score predictions, and Scotland scorers, if you think there'll be any.
I think I said in the paper this morning, I went to 2-1 Holland, which obviously be disappointed to lose the game, but I think coming here that wouldn't be a disgrace. No, I expect Scotland to be disciplined. I expect a good performance because we're getting to the kind of business end now, getting close to the Euros, and the manager will be looking for that. But I just think Holland on their end patch with the players they've got. I think guys like Depay and Xavi Simons and stuff like that, I think they'll cause us problems given the form they're in. So I think we'll probably lose narrowly, but hopefully it's a good, positive performance to give us a bit of encouragement getting into the Northern Ireland game. Sorry, Matt, who do you fancy getting the goal, Scott? Let's go McTominay. Why not? He's a man of the moment, isn't he, scoring goals?
Mick, yourself?
I've got a good feeling, right, because Scott was seeing the Dutch camp yesterday. They're all about in their bikes with no hands and all that stuff. The hands in their pockets and all that stuff. They're looking a bit too relaxed.
They're taking it easy.
By the way, plus there's a major tournament in the corner, and you know that means the Dutch will start falling out with each other. So we're bubbling under just now. I think we'll get a good time. But one of these kind of silly kind of games, I think we could get a good result out here.
In all seriousness, when Mick's touched on it, when I was at the Dutch presser yesterday, like genuinely for the Dutch journalists, they do see this game as a bit of almost like a dead rubber and just a real warm-up game. I think we expect Scotland just to be kind of swatted aside. I mean, one journalist was actually said to Ronald Koeman at the press conference, he said, like, can you not just tell us how we're going to play because the game itself doesn't really matter? Which I thought was a bit like a typical Dutch statement. So, I mean, I don't think they rate us too highly in terms of the media and that. So, listen, if they are taking it easy and foot's off the gas a wee bit, maybe it is a chance for us to get a good result.
I remember the final a couple of years ago before the Euros the last time round, and it was in Algarve, the 2-each game.
Jack Kennedy.
It was a bit of a kind of funny game. It was a bit of a kind of silly friendly. And I think it could be something similar. It could be a few goals. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 2-each or a 3-2, especially when the second half and the subs getting made and all that stuff. Yeah. So I think it could be. I think we'll get a wee morale boosting 2-1 win.
Ever
the optimist, yeah.
Goal scorers, Mick?
Listen, I always put my pound on John McGinn to get a winner. He never lets us down, does he? So 2-1 and McGinn double. And that's not because I haven't me smoking out here, I promise.
You actually stole my thunder there. I was going to go McGinn 2-0, 65-1.
I think you'd be smoking something right there.
Listen, see what you're saying at full time. Honestly, I've got a feeling.
We've not got a great record in friendlies right now, have we? I think we've only won about 2 friendlies out in the last 19 or something like that. Yeah. So we've not really got a great friendly record. So it's about time we got a result in one of these games.
Absolutely.
But like Dutch said, it doesn't really matter.
No.
Guys, as ever, it's been a pleasure. I take it you'll just be having a quiet night tonight, maybe check out a museum, bed early and stuff like that, yeah?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Early to bed.
Early flight back to work. So yeah, strictly professional.
Nice one. Well, I hope the game goes well tonight for you and safe travels back. I should say for everyone watching, hit us with your score predictions in the comments section below. Guys, thanks once again.
We'll bring you back some of those nice chocolate brownies I heard about.
That'd be good. I'd appreciate that. Thanks, Vic.
Cheers,
Okay,
man.
thanks, guys, and thanks for watching.